Hello everyone and welcome to another What I Think review. So it took a while for me to get them, but here they are, the Hoodie 12th Doctor figures. Now, before I actually get on to the review, there is one thing that I want to say. Yes, I have 4 of them. The only reason that I have ordered these is literally because I wanted a head or 2 heads. I didn't want anything else about them. 2 of these are staying in the boxes, however these 2, apart from the heads, are going to be kept as spare parts, probably in my spare parts box. But I have no plans now or in the foreseeable future to make any hoodie outfits. I really don't like the hoodie outfits for the 12th Doctor. I think that they need to get rid of them. I don't think it works for the character at all. I think they need to go back to the red velvet version. So I want to say that now, not making them. I'm sure people are still going to ask, but there it is. That's just the way it is. I might use these for parts for maybe some other custom figures of my own making. I don't know. They might just end up sitting in the bottom of the box, never to be used. But yeah, I have no plans to make any hoodie 12th Doctor figures. I don't particularly want to because I really don't like the outfits. So yeah, I would please ask that people don't ask me to make them because the answer is going to be unequivocally no. So let's get on to reviewing the figures. Now, I do want to talk about the height issue regarding these figures. But I will come on to that at the end because I do actually have some info which might help people in regards to that. But first of all, let's look at the boxes. So we'll start off, I think, basically from the outside, obviously the standard collector's boxes, the figures inside, and apart from the wording that's on them in places, I don't actually think there is any difference between these boxes. Info about the 11th Doctor is the same on both of these. Literally the only thing that's different about these boxes, it seems, is the figures inside them. Everything else on them, all of the info on them, all seems to be the same. So yeah, I mean, I like to review the boxes because you never know what's gonna be different in it. But first of all, we will look at this one. I'll leave the box as a background while I bring the figure in. So we have the figure. Now, it's a very nice figure. I actually really like the head sculpt. I was a bit umming and ahhing about the head sculpt. I wasn't too sure about it. I really think that the Time of the Doctor head sculpt looked really well, looked really good, and then the Series 8 head sculpt was just rubbish. Didn't look anything like Peter Capaldi at all, and I was very skeptical about this one. But now I've got it in hand, I have to say, if I don't know how close I can get it before it's out of focus. Is it going to track in? No, I think I might just have to have it there. But yeah, I think, and now it's completely out of focus. But is it back? I think it's back. So sorry about this. My camera still has focus issues. So yeah. And I have to say, very pleased with this head sculpt. I think it is good. The only thing that I think is missing off this head sculpt is that the hair is too light. It is too dark, sorry. It is not light enough, and that really stands out more on the other hoodie figure, which I will show you in a minute. T-shirt, the sculpt for the t-shirt and the hoodie, very nicely sculpted, I have to say. Much as I'm not a fan, I'm going to remove this because it is causing tracking issues. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the hoodie outfits, but they have sculpted it very well, and it does look very good. Although, now see, the thing is, I have to say this, and I'm not saying this to big myself up, but I'm actually saying it because I'm not the first person to say it. Other people have said it before me. Some people have said that my version, even that I made a half version of this body, so literally probably what you can see here on screen now. Obviously to go in my Davros chair, and I have actually had some people saying that mine looks better than this, and as much as I don't want to big myself up or sound big-headed, I'm inclined to agree with them, because there is something that just doesn't look right about this, and I can't quite put my finger on it. They've done really good work with the sculpt, and they've even, even on the jacket, they've got little things like the, the red button that he has. And obviously, we're showing the top half of the figure. I might as well show the lower half as well. The checks on the trousers, very good pattern. There's some nice weathering on there as well, and obviously the boots, very well sculpted. It's interesting they've added this little tag on. Obviously the height is something that I said we're going to come back to, and the boots are a large part of the issue on this. But yeah, overall it's a very, very good sculpt. I'm very pleased with it. The Sonic does fit in his hand, although you really do have to stretch his hand open to get it in. But the Sonic, oh, if I can get it out, the Sonic itself, and again I apologise for any tracking issues that may happen. The Sonic itself is again a nice little sculpt, but as you can probably see, there are several things missing, such as the blue length pieces on here, and some of the smaller detailing hasn't come out very well, but nonetheless it's nice to have that as a piece in there. Now I'm going to bring in the other figure, and I'm going to take a minute to track in. Now I don't want to say too much of the sculpt on this, because the sculpt is basically the same. There's literally just a few things that have changed, such as the patterns and the colours used, but I want to draw attention to the hair on this particular figure. Now if I actually just bring back the other one, I'm going to have to probably pull the camera back slightly to get this in. Whoop. But look at the tonal difference in the hair. Look how dark this one is compared to how it's sort of highlighted, you know, this one is. I mean, the fact that even this version is just too far off how dark, how light his hair is on screen, and it really looks, it doesn't look bad, but it's just one of those things that I look at it and think, if you just put that little bit more effort into that, it would have looked really good. Now, as I previously said, I only want this for the head sculpt, because I'm actually going to use this one here you see in front of you now. I'm going to use this head sculpt. I'm going to recolor the hair, and I'm actually going to trim the neck down slightly, and I'm going to put this head onto my red velvet 12th Doctor, because that is, I think, the definitive 12th Doctor outfit. The red velvet jacket with the waistcoat, I think that is the outfit that I want to see him in. Even if it had variants of velvet, if he had one, I know in the promo pictures we've seen for Series 10, he's got a kind of ragged black velvet. That looks great. The red velvet looks great, perhaps a blue velvet would look good, but just that overall outfit, very similar to the 3rd Doctor, overall outfit stays the same, but you just change some of the colours here and there. And I would even be happy if he had checked trousers. If that was added in, fine, but the one thing I think they should get rid of, and it's too late now, obviously, because I think, obviously, as Series 10 has started filming, it looks like they're sticking with it. I think the biggest mistake for the 12th Doctor was giving him a hoodie. I just really don't think it works. I think it looks terrible as a design, outfit design, and it's yeah, it's not one I would choose. But anyway, enough of that. Back to reviewing the figure. I got slightly off track there. Articulation, obviously, we've got plenty of that. We've got the usual leg articulation out. You've got thighs, knees, the feet as well, hands, elbows, bicep, and then you have got, this is a little bit stiff actually, but you have got the ball joint, and obviously head articulation as well. So again, very, very well articulated. It's nice that they've started putting in the ball joints in the shoulders, but there is one overriding problem with this figure, and I'm going to lower the camera now because I have to readjust this so you can see this at a decent level. Now, if I just move him back, so here is the normal new 12th Doctor figure. Here is an uncustomized 5th Doctor. Now, obviously you can see a height difference there, certainly. Now I'm actually going to bring in next, it has been customized, but I've measured it up, and this is my Sirius hatted 7th Doctor figure. Now the 7th Doctor is the smallest of the Doctor Who the Doctor figures, or at least in my ones. And as I said, I've got a Sirius hatted head which is customized, but it is the same height as the normal hatted head with the smiling face. And I'm going to put this in, and you're really going to see a problem here. Now, obviously that's a lineup, but if I bring out, it can be quite hard to see, but if I bring out the 5th Doctor and put these two back to back, look at that. That, to me, just shows really how badly scaled they have made this. I think they've really dropped the ball here, because he really towers over so many of the other figures, of the other incarnations of the Doctor figures, and I think it's a real issue. However, it seems that the two biggest issues that cause this are the fact that he has a more bouffant hairstyle, but it's mainly the shoes. And I want to give a shout out to, and I haven't got my phone, I didn't think this through. Right, I have my phone. I want to give a shout out to DWTODWFA, who some of you might know on YouTube, but also is known by the name James Blowers on Twitter. And I think the reason I want to give him a shout out, is because I think he was the first person, possibly one of the first people at least, to discover this. And I'm going to put some pictures up on the screen. Now, what he's done is he has taken the shoes off a Series 8 figure and replaced them on the Series 9 figure. So he's taken the shoes off the Series 9, he's taken the shoes off the Series 8 and swapped them over. And you can see in these photos how much of a difference that makes in height. Now I'm also going to put up a picture of the shoes to show you they're just pegs. Be very careful when you take them off, because obviously pegs can sometimes snap very easily. But all you need to do is swap over the boots, and suddenly he is far less taller than he was before. And I really think that is something that I look at that and think, why are the fans and customizers, why are they the ones coming up with these solutions when they shouldn't be an issue in the first place? I think it's one of those things. I look at it and think, why was this not realized in the factory? I think it's a real shame, but there we go. I mean, I know people have been complaining and worrying about the height issue on here. Obviously, even with the shoe change, he obviously still is slightly taller than other figures. But just generally, I hope this solves the issue for many people. Again, big shout out to James Blowers for this. Be sure to check out his Doctor Who channel. He's got some, his YouTube channel, he's got some amazing Doctor Who figure animations and other things on his channel going on. He also does custom figures, well worth checking out, and I know he's planning on doing some Hoodie 12th Doctor customs, so you won't see them from me, but you will see them from him, so make sure you check them out. But that brings to a close my review of these figures. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, favourite, subscribe, share, it really helps me a lot, and be sure to check out the description below for a link to my Patreon. There is an exclusive webcomic and rewards for those who support it, and the funding generated by my Patreon helps me fund future videos. I salute you all, and I will see you with another video very soon.